I'd made up my mind I was looking for a retirement flat. And Craig and Martin Gerard was able to find me a flat which suited my needs. And then the next stage was for him to sell my own flat, which he did, found buyers very quickly. And having found me buyers for my flat and helped me to find this flat, thinking about Craig, the first thing that struck me about him was he was extremely friendly and easy to get on with. I think that was the main thing initially. And then the second thing, I think, was the fact that he was very knowledgeable about everything that I needed to understand and know. And also very professional. He worked very hard on my behalf, and he was very encouraging to me and kept me focused and kept me optimistic because of his attitude. There was a problem with damp in the chimney breast of my bedroom, which turned out to be a much bigger problem than I'd anticipated. And it had to be checked out through first a damp survey and then a full survey, which delayed things. However, Craig was always very positive, very helpful, very encouraging. He did his best to try and move things along with the damp survey and the damp surveyor, and he chased things. He dealt with my solicitor and he dealt with their solicitor along the way to try and keep things moving as fast as possible. If I needed to speak to Craig, I could usually get him. If he wasn't there, then I left a message and he always rang back. I also, he asked his assistant manager, Ben, to deal with me as well. So Ben was more active on selling my property and dealing with my buyers, while Craig was more involved in my purchase of this flat. So if I didn't get Craig, I usually got Ben, who was also very helpful. So between the two of them, they served me well. I certainly felt that Martin Gerard and Craig in particular, since he was the person that I was dealing with most, they were very honest and straightforward about things. Any sort of problems they were honest about. And I felt that I could trust them in their advice. They were looking after me, they were looking out for me. And therefore I could trust what they were telling me. I think Craig knew the locality extremely well. He's obviously been in that branch for a long time, but also he lived locally, very, very near to where the flat that I was selling was. He knew the area. He knew exactly what sort of facilities there were and everything about it, really. He obviously had experience of the whole locality, but particularly as it affected me, though his advice was always good. I needed to have an actual estate agent rather than doing it online. And as far as Martin Gerard were concerned, and the North Finchley branch in particular, they were very good. I felt they were working hard for their fees, and I certainly felt I was getting value for money. One thing that I liked about them, they give you news about what they're doing as a total group of Martin Gerard, and I know that they're involved in supporting local schools, supporting the children's hospice in Barnet. They do a lot of things reaching out to the community as well as working as a family business, obviously. It just gives somehow a more personal touch, personal involvement. He rang me to say congratulations on the day that the day it actually happened. He rang me very excited to be able to confirm that everything was going through. Well, it was the personal touch that meant you were dealing with an actual person who cared. The reason why I'm giving a testimonial on behalf of Martin Gerard and Craig in particular in the North Finchley branch is because I was very, very happy with his service, and I felt he looked after me extremely well. He really cared about where I was coming from and where I was going to. He took a real interest in me, and certainly did his very, very best to help me. I would certainly recommend to friends and family to use Martin Gerard, and if possible to use the North Finchley branch with Craig, because the Craig that I met and worked with, I feel was a very genuine character, very, very honest, very enthusiastic, very professional, just very, very happy to help people. And certainly I think he was very happy to help me. And it works both ways.